everyone, so jumping into today's video, I'm going to start off doing my eyes as usual. I love starting off with the eyes just because I don't want any fallout, and if there is any fallout I can just wipe that off and then start my makeup. First up, I'm going to be using the NYX Professional color correcting concealer. So the shade I'm going to be using is this brownish shade. I'm going to apply this onto my eye, and this is going to work as a eyeshadow base. I love applying concealers or an eyeshadow base with my finger. I feel this way kind of picks up more product. My eyebrows are really crazy right now. I haven't done them recently, so please mind them. So now that I have my eyeshadow base already on the lids, I'm going to be using the Off Tropic palette. This is by NYX, and I love this particular palette. I feel like there's so many beautiful warm shades here and also very beautiful bright colors. So this is the Shifting Sand palette. I think I'm gonna go in with this mustard looking shade right here. I'm gonna pick this up with my blending brush and apply it right above the crease. What I love about these palettes is that it's really creamy and it really shows up as soon as you place it on your eyelid. I mean, I just blended this 3 times and already there's such a beautiful color payoff. So applying it to the outer corner as well. Next, going in with a more tapered brush, and I'm going to apply this shade right here. It's in between a brown and a reddish looking color. I'm just applying this into the crease and on the outer corner as well, and smoking that into the eyelid. A little at a time helps make your eyeshadow look very blended out and beautiful. I noticed when I first started doing makeup, I just used to take a whole lot of colors and then pack it on the eyelid, and I did a very less blending, which makes the eyeshadow look very, what can I say, very untidy. So make sure you use a little at a time. So all I did is I applied that color and then I went back into the first shade that I used, and then just blending out the harsh lines above that brownish color. Okay, going back into that brown and then just going ahead and deepening up that color. Okay, so the next shade I'm going into is this dark shade right here, and I'm just going to be smoking that directly into the crease and below the crease. So I'm doing like a very smoky corner, and then I want the shades that I applied first to show out above the crease. Okay, so I just used whatever was left on this brush and blended those 2 shades together, the color on the top and the darker shade, just to marry those 2 colors together. So I just packed on a little bit of concealer with my finger, and then I'm just using a small precision brush just to get a more cleaner and neater cut crease. Okay, so next I'm going to be using this Shimmer Down pigment by NYX, and this is the color called Almond. It's a beautiful shimmer color. So you guys can see this is such a stunning color. Okay, so next I'm going in with the shade here again with a small shader brush. Okay, so next I'm using the NYX Vinyl Liquid Eyeliner, and I'm just going to create some nice looking wings. So I'm going to be using some very in-between natural and wispy lashes. I'm going to apply the glue first and let it dry whilst I do my eyebrows. I feel like this way it works a lot better. So for my eyebrows I'm using my brow pomade by Julienne, and I'm using the color dark brown. So for brows, I always like to start from the under and make a straight line in an angle, and I never ever start from this front of my eyebrow because I like to leave it looking natural. And then I start 3 millimeters in, and I like to create that line at the bottom and then kind of feather it out. Okay, before I apply my lashes, I like to curl my lashes so that my fake eyelashes and my natural eyelashes are blended into each other. Remember, when you're applying eyelashes, keep the mirror underneath your face so you can see exactly where your eyelash and your eyelash line meet. So moving on to the face, I'm using my NYX Total Control. This is the Drop Primer. So I have used this before and it is really good. Okay, and I'm just gonna rub that into my skin. Before I go ahead and do anything else, I'm just going to finish up the eyebrows. I'm going to use the same shade that I used before to prime my eyelids, which just go ahead and cut the eyebrow. Using my small oval brush to blend out. And for the bottom, I'm just going to use my finger and neatly blend that out. So I'm just going back into my blending brush, and I'm just going to just blend out that top shadow so everything looks seamless, in case I just erased some of the work that I've just done. Okay guys, so I do have another video which will go up soon about my skin and my current skincare, but since I've been doing that skin routine, my skin has definitely changed, especially in the tones of my skin. I am not using any lightening cream, if you guys are wondering. I do have a problem with pigmentation and dark areas, especially around my mouth area. So I've been using something that has really helped, and if you guys would like to know a little bit more about what I'm using and how you guys can also help your pigmentation, then stay tuned for that video and I'll have all the details for you guys. So yeah, prior to that skincare routine, I've been using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation in the color Cinnamon, and this was like my perfect match. But since my skin has definitely gone maybe one tone lighter, I think it was getting this shade was not my shade. It was looking too reddish and it was just not blending as well, and during the day it really oxidized a lot and it was not flattering. So I had to mix the natural, the shade Natural and the shade Cinnamon to get an in-between color, which overall gave me the perfect shade for my skin tone at the moment. So in terms of my skin, I have been seeing such great results recently. So I had really bad pigmentation around my mouth, and this new thing that I've been using has really helped with that. I still have 2 marks right here, which was actually really big patches that I had on my skin, and it has gone down a lot. So I just have these 2 marks, which is very visible and you guys can see, but it's not as bad as how my face looked prior to this. So that is also partly the reason why I've been off YouTube for a little bit, because I've just not been confident with how my makeup was looking and how I could cover up that pigmentation. So yeah, I'm finally feeling confident to apply foundation and not have it look gray. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to mix a pump of each and mix it together. I like to apply it on this part of my hand and then blend that into my face. This foundation dries very fast, so if you do apply it, you have to blend it out really quickly. I'm just going to apply and dot it on my skin first. Okay, so next I'm going to cream contour and I'm using the Can't Stop Won't Stop contour. So this is the color Mocha. To highlight, I'm using the Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Concealer, and this is the shade Neutral Buff. Sorry. So I'm doing one side at a time. Okay, to set that into place, I'm using the NYX SFX Set Powder. So this is a translucent powder. To set my contour, I'm going to use the Captivate palette. This is by Mud Makeup, and I'm using this matte shade right here. So I like to go around my base, around my temples, and also underneath my jawline, double chin. What I also like to do is go in with this bigger brush and then just dust it over my contour on my nose and apply it into the crease a little bit, just so everything blends in nicely. So I'm going to use this brown shade and just smoke that on the bottom outer part of the lash line. And then going in with this bronzy shade, I'm going to apply that on the inner third of the bottom lash line. So I'm using the dark blush palette. This is by e.l.f. and today I'm going to be using this shade here. Because my pigmentation, just those two dots, are showing through a little bit, I'm going to be picking up this shade here just to cover it up. And I'm just doing it over that pigmentation and blending it out slowly. Okay, for highlight, I'm using the Born to Glow palette by NYX. I'm going to be using this goldy shade right here and apply it to the high points of my cheeks. Okay, for lips, I'm using the NYX Suede Matte Lipstick, and this is in the shade Peach.